Good evening, everybody. Welcome to 302 Sports Weekly. I'm Mike Lang, along with Benny Mitchell. Benny, we're hoping our colleague Pat Garrett is feeling better. We are coming to you from the state capital of Dover, Delaware, ready for Week 8 of high school football. We got a lot of good matches this week, and Benny, should be a good show.
As usual, we're joined by Jason Winslow tonight. As you said, Pat Garrett, he's out sick. Nick Alessandrini out this week. So the three of us are going to have to carry the show tonight. So here we go. Go ahead.
All right, we have an action-packed show joined by the Caesar Rodney and Smyrna football teams. Players and coaches from both teams. Should be a lot of fun. Also, our newest sponsor, one of our newest sponsors, Premier Physical Therapy's in the house. We'll hear from them and from the two teams that are going to face on Friday. Ben, in your favorite place, Old North Road.
Going down to Old North Road, baby, in Camden, where we'll have Friday night's Henlopen Conference Friday night game of the week with the Smyrna Eagles and the Caesar Rodney Riders, both ranked in the top 10, so should be a good night of football.
We're also going to talk about our 302 and 1290 game of the week, Hodgson and Salesian, coming to you from A.I. DuPont High School. Our world-famous pick segment, Benny.
That's right.
And
can't wait to get to the end.
Our top plays, our Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Week, all the usual stuff. So let's get it started. We're going to start with the highlights. Benny, we're going to go to you first, the Henlopen game of the week, and we'll have to bring the highlights up here on. Oh, they're loaded. Here we go.
There we go.
There we go. So our highlights, we're going to go to Sussex Central and Sussex Tech with Benny Mitchell.
Yeah, roll tape, Nick. So just another fall Friday night in Sussex County as the Sussex Tech Ravens made the 9-mile trip down to the castle where the defending state champion Sussex Central Golden Knights awaited them for a key Henlopen Conference Middle Division game. It was number 10 versus number 4 in the 302 Sports Division I rankings. The Ravens and the Knights played a scoreless first quarter, mostly because the opening quarter turned into a game of hot potato. First, the Knights had a miscommunications in the backfield and put the ball on the ground. Then the Ravens, with a great field position and ill-advised pitch in the option, and turns the ball right back to Sussex Central. 2 turnovers on 2 consecutive drives without a single hit from a defender. Maybe just some early game jitters there in the Battle of Georgetown. But in the second quarter, it was Sussex Central quarterback Michael Glandon who redeems himself first here off play action with a defender in his face. Glandon hits Dominique Smith in stride down the middle of the field, 76-yard touchdown pass to get the Golden Knights rolling. On the ensuing series, Sussex Tech quarterback Chase Snyder says, okay, let me fake the bubble screen, dial up some Jordan Harper here. Snyder hits him in stride, and Harper, after a little stumble, gets inside the 5 and drags a couple of Golden Knight defenders into the end zone with him, and the game is all tied up. And sweet redemption for Chase Snyder as well. Then the Golden Knights do what they do. Late in the first half, Glandon and company take a slow drive down the field and cap it off with a Tysier Shepard 1-yard touchdown run with 15 seconds left to take a 14-7 lead into halftime. A game that was all defense in the first quarter led to some fireworks in the second quarter. Early third quarter, the Ravens looked to tie it up when after an offsides penalty on 4th down led to this play. As Snyder rolls right, drawing the secondary with him, he finds Grant Lamberts on the backside drag pattern for a 15-yard touchdown. But the Ravens are denied the chance to tie as Terrell Sturgis busts through the line and blocks the extra point, 14-13 Sussex Central. Sussex Central looks to start putting this game to bed as first is Shepard behind the blocking of Kasim Lewis and Shaheem Williams on a 1-yard touchdown run, his second of the game. Coach John Wells did the math and keeps the offense on the field, and the Knights convert on the conversion, and they go up 2 scores, 22-13. The Ravens cut into that lead when Caleb Locklear hits a 28-yard field goal from the left hash. That ball just keeps going and going and going. Still going. Kasim Lewis, our Louis Pizza, home of the grinder, player of the game, makes a delivery to the house. 43-yard burst through the line, straight to the end zone. Did somebody here order a pepperoni pizza? Michael Glandon then keeps it and finds some space for the conversion. Final score, Sussex Central 30, Sussex Tech 16. Terrence Frisbee was our active pest solution, pest of the game, with 7 tackles and a sack.
All right, baby, that was smooth, baby. I love that pepperoni reference.
Yeah, man, you're in the house. You got to deliver the pizza, baby.
Well, I was not there, but I'm going to do the St. George's and Salesian highlights, and I believe we're ready to go. Nick, ready to go with the St. George's? All right, let's go with the St. I can't even see Nick. But anyway, Benny, big game down there in Georgetown. And
yeah, big battle of Georgetown, man. They called that for a reason.
Last week, it was awesome. Nick, we're ready to go with the St. George's Sallies? All right, let's go to St. George's and Salesian. Here we go. and I can't see them on here, so I'm going to do them right on my phone. All right, in Middletown, or near Middletown, St. George's Tech and Salesianum. Nice sunny day out there, and Jason had a good time. Here's the kickoff to South, and as we saw most of the game, not much happening on that kickoff as the South's down at the 25-yard line. Later on, here it is from the 16-yard line. It's Andrew Watkins off right tackle. Good to see him back in the lineup. I'm sure Coach Gennarder's happy he's there. Touchdown, Sal's, and they lead at 7-0. I believe that was the only scoring for the first half. As you see the second quarter clock running down, and 7-0. Here we go from about the 49-yard line. The second half, handoff to Watkins. Whoop! Spin mover. He gets loose, heading to the corner of the end zone. Is he going to get there? Being chased down. Stiff arm, knocks into the pylon. That, my friends, is a score. 14-0. The Sal's take the lead over St. George's. St. George's did get on the board, but not offensively. Here's the handoff in the end zone for the Salesianum. Tackle in the end zone. That's a safety and 2 points for St. George's, but that would be it. 14-2 is the final down there, and it's another win for the Sal's. They improved to 5-2. They got a big one coming up. We'll talk about that later on, but there you have it. Nice quick highlights from St. George's Tech, 14-2.
So two big games around the state last week, and we'll have more coming this week that we'll talk about later. But when we come back, we'll be joined by Premier Physical Therapy here on 302 Sports Weekly Show.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is
your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly, live from the Buffalo Wild Wings in Dover. Our first time in Dover this year. First time back since last spring. We're now joined on the set by the newest 302 Sports sponsor, Premier Physical Therapy. And starting from left to right, will be Kiefer Gooch, Premier PT Dover clinical physical therapist and sports liaison, Caesar Rodney High School. Tom Windley, Premier PT founding partner and CEO. And Don Gooch, Premier PT Smyrna. Donald Ford, clinic physical therapist, sports liaison to Smyrna High School. And
Yeah, that happens to me all the time
Yeah.
calling these games. Now, I'm sure what's happening.
There you go.
All right, so Tom in the middle, Tom Windley. You've talked to us before about the fact that Premier provides athletic training services to 6 Delaware high schools, and we also have physical therapists, not just trainers. Talk about the role of the physical therapists and what they bring to our high schools.
Sure. We started this program almost 10 years ago now. Our first school was Middletown High School. And it all started by, I got to know the athletic trainer and asked the athletic trainer if I could come out and spend a little time on the sidelines and learn from them. And it turned into me lending a helping hand, which was a lot of fun and enjoyed it. And that relationship continued to grow. That was even before we had a contract to provide the athletic trainer. And as that relationship continued to blossom and we began to be the provider of the athletic training services, I kept coming out to help, just to lend a helping hand and actually to learn a lot from the athletic trainers about how they do, and then to extend the line of communication from the athletic venues to the physical therapy clinic, so that when our patients or when our athletes were hurt and they come into the clinic, that we actually knew what was going on at the school as well. We could communicate back and forth. And that led to team doctors being involved as well. And so the program has kind of blossomed from there now. And so now at all 6 of our high schools, we actually have a physical therapist liaison that goes out once a week on Monday or Tuesday, usually goes to the athletic training room, helps the athletic trainer actually see the athletes, gives them an extra set of hands and communicates what's going on if they need to be in the clinic. And it's become a really effective program. Now, these 2 gentlemen are far more trained to do that than I was, so I'll let them talk a little bit about that when they get there. And now the program's a lot more robust, and we're really, really integrated between the physical therapy clinic and the schools, and so it's fabulous.
Now, Kiefer, I understand that you're from Dover, and you actually went to C's Rodney High School.
That's right, yeah. So I pretty much...
No love from the crowd here. There we go. Now you're the PT liaison for them. What's it like to be able to be able to get back to your school and go to your alma mater and work again?
I mean, it's awesome. I pretty much bleed blue and gold, so every time I get to go over there, I love it. I feel like I can relate to these athletes. I'm not too much older than them. I was there just like 10 years ago, so I mean, I feel like I can relate to these stud athletes just like I was. But no, it's really rewarding because I get to give back to the school that got me set up with so much success into college and into my career. So it's really rewarding.
All right, so Donald, you're going to get cheered because you're the liaison to Smyrna High School, and talk about your background and how that's prepared you to work at Smyrna.
Yeah, so I grew up in the area, but most of my studies were at University of Delaware. Thankfully, we're blessed to have one of the best physical therapy programs in the country. We're up there #1 right now. We've been up there for a while. So it's nice to have that in our back door, and I was blessed to spend 2.5 years there preparing for physical therapy. And I also spent another year doing a sports-specific residency program through our National Physical Therapy Association. There are programs set out to be trained specifically in sports. So I spent all of 2018 back at University of Delaware, shadowing with some of our local orthopedists, getting mentorship from skilled therapists there, and also spending a lot of time at some of our local high schools and at University of Delaware with their athletics programs.
So you can see they're far more trained than I was. You hear all this background.
Right. So back to you, Kiefer. Can you give us a situation where, as the PT liaison, you were able to work closely with the CR athletic training staff and to help one of the student athletes?
Absolutely, but before I do that, I got to give a shout out to Katie and Tiffany. They're like the best athletic trainers I've ever worked with. Coach Candy loves them, everyone loves them, and they didn't pay me to say that on the radio. But yeah, like every Monday I go over there and I get to join them, train alongside with them. I was an athletic trainer before also, so it kind of mends together. We can relate, we can communicate using the same terminology. To give you an example, there was a football player who had a concussion, obviously needed more one-on-one time because he wasn't getting better just on his own. So over the weeks that he was improving with physical therapy, I would communicate that with Katie and Tiffany over at the high school. And then when he was better enough to get back into sport-specific activities, they kind of took over from there. So we bridged the gap that way. So that continuum of care never gets interrupted, which gets the riders back on the field a lot sooner.
All right, Donald. First, where did you go to high school?
I went to Sally's, actually.
Oh, so did I.
Up in Wilmington. So
good connection here.
I am from Townsend, though, so I grew up 5 minutes from Smyrna. Been Townsend resident my whole life. So
nothing wrong with being a Sally's guy.
Absolutely.
What's it like working with these guys in their element, on the field or in the locker rooms and things like that?
Yeah, and as Kiefer kind of mentioned, Miss Amy she's got so many roles there. I don't know how she does it, but she's fantastic. So working with her and a lot of the athletes, particularly the ones rehabbing, getting back on the field has been really rewarding. And you do start to, as you get on the sidelines more and more, you do feel like a connection with the team and the athletes. And watching that connection grow has been rewarding for me, even though, this is my first year with Smyrna. But particularly the ones getting back, onto the field and that have spent more time with me and Miss Amy personally, you do get a connection there, and you root for those kids to get back and get in as soon as possible. So it's an awesome position, and I'm glad to be here.
Tom, listening to you guys talk, it seems like, it feels to me like the PT Premier or Premier PT has a sense of community. And where did that concept come from?
We've always had that, and I actually grew up in Seaford. My mom was an elementary school teacher. My dad owned a small business. They were always incredibly involved in the community. My dad taught me early on that if you give to the community will give back to you. And so that spirit of that community involvement was built in my family from day one, and I grew up that way and lived that way. My founding partner, business partner, Pat Williams, actually moved to Middletown before Middletown had 60,000 people, and there was only a few thousand people there. And he actually got himself involved in the community, the soccer community, heavily involved in his church and things like that too, and experienced the same thing. So when he was there, he was working in a physical therapy clinic. It was the only physical therapy clinic in town at the time. I believe we have 7 or 8 now. So it was a different world. And so his role and how he began to build his name in the community as a physical therapist was to get out in the community and give back. And so that sense of community, being able to have a vehicle like these relationships with the schools to extend out in the community. We do a lot of community sponsorships. This isn't the only one. We also do a lot of the sports, support of the sports teams. When they get their t-shirts, you'll usually see our logo on it, trying to help them raise money for their local team. So it really is fun. Community spirit is what we all love at Premier Physical Therapy. You can hear the passion coming through these guys about their time at their school and their connection to their athletes. And for us, that's what it's all about. And that gives us that interaction with the community. When people come into our clinic, they know who we are from the community already before we're even helping them as a physical therapist. It makes them more comfortable and they enjoy being there. So it's actually my favorite part of who we are, to be honest with you, is our sense of community.
All right, Kiefer and Don, real quick. I know you guys are going to be opposite sidelines on Friday night. We do this every week. Do we have a selection, a pick for Friday night? Or is there a little bet between you two? Or who do you like on Friday? What's the spread? I'm not sure. Do we have a spread?
I don't think so.
Well, either way, I'm going CR by 3.
All right, Kiefer's taking CR, and Donald?
First and foremost, obviously, I'm always on the sideline. I want everyone to stay safe, stay healthy. But you've seen Smyrna play recently.
He's trying to get out of it like we do.
Yeah, you've seen these guys play the last 5 weeks. I don't think no one's touching them. So Smyrna.
And what you could do is, if Smyrna wins, you wear the eagle head to the office. If CR wins, you dress up in the horse suit.
I love it. Done. That's a done deal.
All right, let's wrap
So
this up. We got one more from Tom here.
Yeah, Tom, what else can you tell us about the PT liaison that relates to what you do for your patients at the PT clinic?
We've talked a lot about it tonight, and I think we've said most of what is important to say about it. It is the connection between the community, the student athletes, and the physical therapy clinic. One of the things that we noticed when we first opened Premier Physical Therapy is most of these athletic trainers are really left out on an island at the school. They don't get a lot of support. They don't get a lot of help. so the first part was just offering to help like I did day one, right? And that brings the communication along with the doctor group and along with the physical therapist in the clinic. And that allows the best option for care for the athletes. It allows us to be very efficient with the care, have a very coordinated care plan for them to get them back out on the field quickly and safely and efficiently. And so that connection is really what it's all about for us.
And tell us real quick about the contest you have going on.
Oh, so we do have a little contest going on right now. So for those of you who are watching the contest, your key phrase tonight is direct access. And the reason it's direct access is we've got a future show plan where we'll talk to you a little bit more about exactly what direct access is. So thank you guys for having us.
Which platforms is that on? Any of the social media platforms?
Yeah, so it's on Facebook. It's on our Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance Facebook page. That's where the contest is.
Okay.
And if you go to our page and you actually comment right now that you saw the key phrase, say something about Premier Physical Therapy, then we'll be able to organize for you to come pick up your giveaway at one of our clinics sometime this week.
They're here, direct access on the Facebook page of Premier Physical Therapy. Kiefer, Tom, and Donald, thanks for joining us tonight, and good luck to both teams on Friday night. We'll have, speaking of teams, Benny, that's up next. We're going to have
the Smyrna Eagles and Coach Mike Judy here live on 302 Sports from the Dover Buffalo Wild Wings.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley, cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings in Dover. And we're joined now by Coach Mike Judy and a couple of his Smyrna Eagles. And Mike Judy, obviously, coach to the far left. #1, Debo Williams. #3, Malachi Jackson. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Coach, I'm going to start with you. Everybody now, you guys put Smyrna on the map a few years ago.
Okay.
You know, 2015, 2016, 2017, it was the offense that led the way. Everybody talked about the Smyrna offense. Not that you didn't have a good defense, but that was the kind of defense that made stops when you needed it.
Yeah.
This year you start off 0-2, and it seems to be the defense you've leaned on a little bit as you've started improving here in Game 5. Was that by design, or just is it the athletes you have? What changed?
Yeah, well, I think every program goes through changes every year, and you go through cycles where you have, you might be young in spots and you might be old in spots, and usually the older leadership takes over. really gets the team going. And a lot of our leadership came from the defense with a lot of returners for this upcoming season. Not to mention they're great athletes. So we just happen to be in a position where at the beginning of the season we were very young offensively and more veteran defensively. And then you throw on top of that some great athletes running around there with a scheme that we understand and can run well. And, I felt they've done a great job.
And this Friday night, you head down to Camden to play C's Rodney. They're 3-4, but they're not your typical 3-4 team. Those 4 losses came to top 10 opponents.
Yep.
And what concerns you most about the Riders?
Oh, well, like you said, the record doesn't reflect the quality of this team. They've got a big offensive line, big, strong-looking kids. Their skill guys are some of the best group of skill guys we've seen all year, and obviously they're well coached year in and year out. So I have no doubt that they'll have a great game plan, and it's going to be a battle. A lot like every weekend in the Henlopen North is a battle.
Yeah, so. when Coach Maul down at Cape was up at St. George's, he used to always refer to the Henlopen North as the SEC of Delaware football.
Yeah.
Every week is a battle.
No joke.
Debo, I'm going to start with you. Now, last year you missed a lot of last year with the injury.
Yes,
this
sir.
year you come back 95 tackles, 18 for a loss, 6 sacks. Are you just making up for the 6 weeks you made last year? You're having a great season.
Trying to. I really felt like I let my team down last year with the injury. I know only so much I could do, but I wanted to come back this year and lead them as best as I could.
And that you've done. Let's talk about the 2 guys in front of you. Mason Wilson, Hugo Harp. They have a combined 13 sacks, 19 tackles for a loss. Talk about those 2 guys. And you obviously work in a triangle there. Talk a little bit about those 2 men in front of you.
They definitely put in so much hard work in the off season. I can't take anything away from them, and that's where it really starts. As soon as the season ended, winter grind, summer grind, into August, and that's where it really starts at.
And Malachi, it seems to be the receivers at Smyrna. We had Whaley for a few years, or most recently, but now I never heard of Malachi Jackson until this year. Right? You stepped up, 39 catches, 588, 11 touchdowns. Talk about the season you're having, and have us be basically the man now in this offense.
I'm just taking the most of what my opportunities I'm given. I'm just getting the ball in the right spots. I can only think my 2 Ds about line for blocking the phone.
And talk about this guy throwing the ball to you, Aiden Sanchez, having a great year, 1,525 yards.
Yeah, we pass the ball a lot more because our offensive line is young, so he's just putting the ball in the right spots, and we just happy that he's doing it.
Hey, fellas, I just wanted to talk about the offense, and Mike, you can check in here. You have you increased your point output for 4 straight games. Mike, where you thought the offense would be, or do you see a lot of room for growth for your offense? And you guys I know Malachi, you play a lot of offense. You guys can check in there if you want.
Yeah, well, we were very young, offensively, and we graduated all but 1 offensive lineman. And Makai's done a great job in a leadership role with that receiving core. They've really made strides all throughout this since the beginning of the season. They've done a great job. They just come to work every day. They come to work. They coach is pushing really hard. We had a practice this week, not yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. They didn't drop a ball. There was not 1 dropped ball at practice yesterday, and that's a detail that we are, coaching up. So they're just getting better and better, and I'm really, really happy with what they've done. Obviously, during the games, but also at practice. So if they just keep that up, they'll continue to grow, and hopefully they'll be able to reach their true potential as a team.
So what do you think about the offense's progression week to week? How, from your perspective, what's it been like with the offense going week to week?
Our main goal every week is to just do what we're supposed to do, and that's just not focus on anything else. Because we always try to focus on scoring so many points, but if we just do what we're supposed to do, we'll put the points. But our main goal now is limiting turnovers, because turnovers put our defense in a bad spot. So that's all we're really focused on. If we don't get turnovers, we score the ball. That's just how it works.
Now, Coach, a few years back during the 3-peat, you had the dynamic duo there, and you had, of course, obviously Will Knight, and now his little brother in the backfield. But back then, it was Will Knight making the long runs. It was a young man by the name of Nolan Henderson, who's now the quarterback at the University of Delaware. He threw the long ball. That's not how you're scoring this year. A lot more of dinking and dunking and getting in front of the defenders. Talk about you're putting up the points, you're just doing it in a little different manner.
Yeah, for sure. I think Makai kind of hit it on the head with a very young offensive line, and with a quarterback that is familiar with the offense. Getting your best athletes in space is never a bad thing. And a lot of what happens in the pass game, to me, as a defensive coach, it's kind of an extension of your run game. We may or may not, in case you're listening, run toss sweep, but we may or may not run toss sweep, but we flick the ball out there on a bubble screen or something. That's just as good as us getting the ball, to the edge in the run game. So I think the offensive staff, Coach Marks, Coach Soft, and all the kids, they've been very patient and not trying to force the ball downfield when it's not there. This past weekend, or this past game against Milford, we found the holes deep and were able to connect for a couple long touchdowns. So they're very capable of it, but I don't think it's wise to try to force that ball where it's not welcome.
Great. And one last question.
We had some Milford Bucks behind us. That's his point now.
One last question. This is the most important question of the broadcast, and we ask it every week.
Most important answer all season.
Before the game, the headphones are on. What is that top song in your playlist that gets you ready for Friday night?
I play a song called PTSD by Pop Smoke. He's from New York. Just give me hype. I probably keep that on repeat about an hour.
And Makai?
That's the same song.
Same song. All right. So, Coach, are you at your headphones?
Don't ask me. These guys won't know it. They won't know the songs we listen to.
What's Mike Judy going to be listening to on Friday night?
Himself.
Folks, I want to thank Mike Judy, Steve Williams, Malachi Jackson, Smyrna Eagles, and you're going to see them again Friday night, 7 o'clock at Caesar Rodney for our Friday Night Olympic Conference Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit briansloans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership. Whether you're planning to buy...
And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings here in Dover, Delaware. We're now joined by Coach Dan Candeloro and some of the Caesar Rodney riders. And I'll introduce them. Obviously, Coach Candeloro is at the end of the table. Number 2, Manny Kennedy. Number 64 is Kevin Hudson. And we got back number 4, Tremere Woodland, the quarterback. Number 17, Corey Haney. And number 29, Cordero Smith. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to start, Coach Candy. And we talked a little bit of this before the show. Sure. Your team they're just a few yards from being 4-3 if you go back to that last play of the Caravel game. And now with 2 straight conference wins, you put 30 points on the board both times. How do you feel about your team down this backstretch? It looks like they're really starting to get it together.
Yeah, I think we're starting to hit our stride a little bit. offensively, we had a couple injuries early. We had a couple running backs out. Now we gave the ball to six different people last night or last Friday night, and we can attack from a lot of areas. We can stretch the field with Corey and pound the ball between the tackles, and we have speed to get outside. So we can kind of spread the field out a little bit.
Coach, Benny mentioned you putting some points on the board last week. There were late points, fourth quarter. On the road. Is that kind of adversity? How does that help your team when you're trying to come back in the fourth quarter like that?
Well, we go back to the Caravel game, and we get the ball back. We're down by 5, and there's a minute left, and we pound the ball right down the field, and we come up a foot short. So we knew we had it in us. And going on the road, doesn't matter where you play, you just got to play. And credit these guys that have bought into the system. They're following the rules and doing their jobs, and it's starting to pay off now.
Coach, when you watch Smyrna on film, other than nightmares when you go to bed, what worries you about this Smyrna Eagles offense?
A lot. They spread the field out. They make you cover the whole width of the field, the whole length of the field. They got great athletes. They have a great plan. And they spread the ball out, so they don't have a good receiver or 2 good receivers. They have 4 or 5 good receivers, and they got good running back. So who also can go out and spread the field. So it's kind of fun to watch from a coach's standpoint. It's a nightmare to kind of get our game plan against. I think we have one for them, and I think we're going to compete with them Friday night.
Well, Manny, for CR to be successful Friday night, you got to continue to put points on the board like you have here the last 2 weeks. And 102 carries this year, so you kind of carry the load for your team. 490 yards, 6 touchdowns. Talk about your offense and your line and what gets you guys moving, especially the past 2 weeks. You guys have tacked on 30 or more each game.
Well, the type of offense we run is really like a downhill type of offense. So we definitely play between the tackles, and we definitely go down the field like straight power football. And when the line is on the same page as the backs, like nobody can really stop us, in my opinion. So if we just continue to do that, we definitely could have got a lot more wins underneath our belt, and more soon to come.
And Tremere, as the quarterback, one thing I've noticed traditionally about Cesar Rodney is you usually get 1 or 2 years as a quarterback. It's the next guy up. It just seems to have been a tradition there. You're now the next guy up. You're a junior. How do you feel the backstretch here, the last 5 games? Your team is starting to improve. You're a little more run-oriented, but you're 20-34 this year. You've thrown for close to 500 yards, a couple TDs, or 5 touchdowns. Talk about your offense. Are you starting to get comfortable, or what's happening here the last 5 games?
I mean, all I do is believe in them. So, as long as I believe in my receivers and my line, we should just get the job done. I mean, the more work that we put in that practice, the better we get. I just believe in it.
And if you'll pass it over to Corey, because when he talks about believing in receivers, Corey Handy is your leading receiver this year, 9 catches, 3 touchdowns. Talk about this man and how he drops those dimes to you.
I'm so proud of him. Me and Tremere, we've been playing together since freshman year, and every day we're just working to get better, taking time off of practice, during practice, always getting receptions in. And I'm so proud of this guy because without him, I'm nothing. So I'm just really proud of Tremere. I'm proud of what me and him became, and we're just going to keep it pushing.
And let's talk about the defense here with Cordero Smith. Cordero, number 2 in tackles, but playing outside linebacker, a couple fumble recoveries, and a pick this year. Your defense seems to have some up and down this year, not just week to week, but sometimes within the same game. But the last 2 weeks, especially last week, talk about the adversity you faced late in the game with a team that had a guy that could kick a 40-yard field goal and coming out on the road to the win. Talk about the defense and the way they played.
I mean, it was hard, but I trusted my team. Coach talked to us, talked about how we had to be clutch, so we had to do what we had to do to get the W, and we stepped up to the plate when we needed to.
So, looking at your stats, I'm going to get to the big nasty because that's what we call the lineman, and you're big and nasty on both sides of the ball, right?
It's not just the eye candy.
That's right. So, Kevin, talk about outside linebacker, only 2 tackles for a loss. So that means these guys are getting the job done. They're making the tackles up front. So, Kevin, talk about the defensive line first, and then we'll get into the offensive line.
Basically, every week we have a great coaching staff.
We go hard in practice. We go over keys, everything. We watch a lot of film on the offensive line, their steps. We're good at reading keys, and our defense up front is just a force to be reckoned with. And I think we've been growing, and I think we're on a ball. We're rolling.
And so with the offense starting with points on the board,
Yeah.
that means the offensive line is getting it together. Talk a little bit about your offensive line.
Offensive line, we've been practicing. We've been together for 2 years now. We've been growing as a team. We're starting to get it together. We're calling out blitzes, calling out everything, having good keys. We're reading, having great steps, and we're blocking and putting points on the board.
Now, Kevin Hudson here was the state champ last year as a sophomore at heavyweight. And Kevin, I want you to look right in that camera and tell every young football player, if you want to be a better football player, what do you have to do?
Be a wrestler.
Hey, Benny, let me jump in here real quick. Any of the players want to answer? You know, Smyrna, they had the 3 straight state championships, and they're still a pretty formidable team. You know, what do you have to do against? How do you stop Smyrna? They've been rolling lately. Anybody who wants to tackle that question, feel free. Your coach, you want to jump in? How do you stop Smyrna?
I mean, they're humans just like us, so they gotta go through us too, and we gotta go through them. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a dogfight. They're not going over us.
It's a matter for us to not make mistakes. We got to play error-free. They're a great team. They're well coached. They do a great job. They got a great scheme on both sides. So for us, we want to play a flawless game. We want to, protect the ball, take time off the clock. Long drives, do the right things. Defense get a couple stops. We know we're not going to stop them every drive. That's impossible. They have a great offense, very good defense. So we need to control the game from the offensive side and score some points.
Coach, if you take the stats out of the Middletown game, talk about protecting the ball. You guys
12 nothing at halftime.
You guys are even on turnovers this year in every other game. So other than Middletown maybe it was an anomaly, but you take those stats out, you guys are doing just what you said. You're even on turnovers.
Sure.
You've recovered as many as you've lost.
Yeah, we've had multiple, 16, 17, 18-yard or play drives that eat up time, and that's our goal. Again Friday night, keep that powerhouse offense on the sidelines, so our offense can work.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, the views are starting to go up right now because this is the question that people tune in for every Wednesday for the answer to this question. All right?
Well, I think they know the question.
Yeah. What's the top
music
song in
they're
that?
listening to?
Friday night, headphones are on.
You got past that.
Freebird.
Purge by Jada Youngin.
Okay.
Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
Play this song.
What's your top song on your playlist, Jameer?
Hard on Ice by Rod Wave.
All right.
Judge Me.
Lanny.
Places You'll Go by Major 9.
Freebird.
That's not 1970-ish, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so I want to thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Good luck Friday night. We'll be there in Camden for the Friday Night Olympic Conference game of the week, folks. These are your Caesar Rodney rides. We'll see them Friday night.
Thank you.
We done?
Oh, boy. Paint Doctor, making house calls for your sick walls. Richard C. Edwards Jr., the owner of Paint Doctor, started it all in 2002. Paint Doctor prides itself on its personal yet professional approach to working with customers and holds itself to the highest standards with all projects. The Paint Doctor staff follows one main objective when performing our services. Customers and their homes are treated with the utmost respect. Our workmanship and quality of personnel is demanded at every step of the project. We treat your home as we would expect someone to treat ours. Preparation before painting is paramount. Just open the door and we'll handle the rest. Paint Doctor also believes in a strong community involvement as well by supporting several local sporting teams, leagues, and schools. Paint Doctor services include interior and exterior painting as well as carpentry. Please visit our website at paintdoctorpainting.com for information or coupons to help with your next job. Paint.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 3577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. Let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also a local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit briansloans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership. Whether you're planning
your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly, and we are live from Buffalo Wild Wings, the Dover location. It's time to talk some other sports, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball. So let's throw it to Mike and Jason, and they're going to tell you all about some of the other sports around here in the state of Delaware.
All right, Jason, back to the Olympic sports, as we call them. Field hockey, a couple of shakeups in the top 10s. They are on the website. We can check them out there. And you and I usually, we have Pat or Nick throwing this to us. We're going to name a player that impressed us last week, and we're going to start with you.
I'm going to go Brandywine Field Hockey, another undefeated week, and they clinched the Flight B championship today, so congratulations to Brandywine Bulldogs. Another successful season for that program. Their last regular season game is Friday at home against Laurel. So if you're in town, go out and watch the Brandywine Bulldogs host Laurel on Friday afternoon.
And since we're in Dover, I'm talking about the Senators, the Dover Lady Senators. They edged Polytech in overtime. That's a big win on a goal by sophomore Superior Clark. Congratulations in overtime. And if they play Cape Henlopen next Tuesday, and if they somehow pull up that upset, they win the Henry North. And how about that? And Dover's just one loss since they started 0-2. That was Delmar. That's a good team over there, Dover. That's having a pretty good fall season all around Dover. So that's field hockey. Check out the top 10s on the website. And we're going to move to soccer. A couple more changes in the top 10 also on the website. And we're going to go our teams that impressed us. I'll start this one. I had a chance to see on Saturday morning St. Mark's and William Penn. Let me tell you, that was a really entertaining game. A little chippy, but it was good. William Penn's a good team, but they peppered Sean Lunder, the goalkeeper from St. Mark's, but he kept them in the game. Save after save after save. Lots of over his head, just stretching this way and going that way. He was like Inspector Inch, or that was Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. And the winning goal in overtime scored by freshman Nikki Carroll. And it was his birthday, so happy birthday, Nikki Carroll. I know he's not watching, Jason, because they're playing in Chester as we speak. So congratulations to the Spartans. And how about you?
I'm going to go Polytech. They jumped up from 10th to 6th. They jumped up 4 spots. They have a fantastic season and competing real strong in that Henlopen North.
Not far from here. You see, Benny, we're doing Kent County stuff.
There you go. It's great. Hey, next up now is becoming my favorite sport, volleyball. And you can check the top 10 rankings on our 302 website. Scores and upcoming matches for the week are also there. And this will be the last ranking because we're getting ready to head into the state tournament and crown a state champion. But Mike, take it away, you guys. Talk a little bit about volleyball.
Well, the season ends on Saturday night. Last match will be St. Mark's and Ursuline at St. Mark's. The tournament seedings will be released on Sunday. We're going to have it for you. What are some things we're looking forward to? Well, there's so many things, but I'm going to be following Wilmington Friends. They played tonight in the Independent Conference Championship. A win, I believe, is going to get them in. They need to beat St. Thomas More to finish over 500. So they need that win to be eligible for an automatic bid. But they started 1-5. They won 7 of their last 8. They played Tattle tonight, and we're not sure how that went. Down season for them. It started down, finishing up. So I'm looking at the Quakers. Jason, I went down the line here. You tell us who you're looking forward to.
I'm going to look at the Ursuline Raiders. What a tough up and down season for them too, Mike. They had that little stumble in the middle where they lost to DMA and some other teams, but they came back strong. But this is a tough week for them. Archmere on Tuesday, once they won 3-0. They got Paddle on Thursday and St. Mark's on Saturday.
Yeah,
so their seeding could jump or drop depending on these last 2 regular season games.
Yeah,
so one thing to watch out.
They could lose a bye if they, but right now they're in pretty good shape.
I saw on the website that Tuesday night we had another installment of Winslow Lang's early volleyball.
Yeah.
Do we have the same number 1 seed?
Yeah, in fact, Benny, as the season goes on in the bonus points, it's kind of tight up. We not only have the same seed, we have almost the same bracket. It's pretty close, and it's not the way too early, Jay. It's the not too early because, except we're 5 days from the brackets being released, or 4 days. So only a couple of minor differences, nothing real major. Conrad, Ursula, we got them switched, and I should mention Conrad Jason play tomorrow at Newark Charter, and you can see that live. 6:15 on 302 Sports. So a big one tomorrow, Diamond State, Conrad, and Newark Charter. Really good match.
Now, Jason, Mike, name a team that won't have a first round bye. You see making some noise in the tournament.
You start out here.
I'm going to go with Indian River. I have them as a 10th seed. I think as a 10th seed that they will get into the quarterfinals if they're seeded 10th with the matchups that I currently have them. That is a great team. They are currently 12-2 with 1 more match left. The Henlopen South champions, and an impressive season. If you haven't seen the Indian River Indians, go out and watch them play, especially come tournament time, because they are a great team.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, I mentioned friends at DMA, and they're I believe 6-8. Really good team. All their losses are quality losses. They're not going to be intimidated, and I would not want to play the Seahawks in the tournament, but somebody's going to have to.
All right, now let's talk about a team that has a bye that you can see cause some trouble in the bracket.
I'm going to go Padua. I saw them earlier in the year. They were struggling a little bit, but they have come on strong. 3 straight sweeps against Newark Charter, Archmere, St. Mark's. 2 of them, they gave that teams their first loss in Newark Charter and St. Mark's. So they are getting on a roll at the right time of the year, and I would not want to play them in state tournament time.
And I'm going to say their neighbors down the street, Ursuline, if they survive this week, and it's a tough week, they can survive anything. They play the 4 losses. They've only been swept once, and that was by Bishop Shanahan. Shanahan, by the way, Benny's like 26-1. And they're one of the best teams in the Delaware Valley. Ursuline may not be the best team in the state, but they are a postseason juggernaut, and I would be careful if I was playing the Raiders.
All right, Jason and Mike, I know you have close to the same seeding, but give me your final 4 with the brackets you have now.
I'm going to go St. Mark's, Newark Charter, Padua, and I have the Archmere Ursuline in the quarterfinals. I'm leaning towards Archmere but they're going to have to improve from last night because Ursuline swept them last night. So that could be a little trouble.
Yeah, I've got the same four, and the same thing. I think St. Mark's Newark Charter and Paddle have really established themselves, and Archmere is so good, really veteran team. Ursuline's right there. It's and Conrad can get in. There's a lot of teams, but right now I have the same for Spartans, Patriots, Pandas, and the Hawks right now. It is a zoo.
So one more question, guys. Upcoming state tournament. This year we've seen so many matches go the distance, all 5 sets. Out of the 23 state tournament matches, how many of them do you see going all 5 sets?
Yeah, let me just start it by, and we had a instant 5-set classic last night down in the Hendy North as Cape Henlopen defeated Dover 16-14 in the 5th set. So again, we have some great. I'm going to go with 12 of the 23 matchups. So I'm going a little bit more than half. Probably not going to happen, but I can see it this year. It's just been so many 5-setters.
Yeah, normally the second round is doesn't really have much in the way of 5-setters. We're going to go 9. I think there's probably half of those, 4.5 of them in the first round, and then usually in the real late matches, semifinals and finals, kind of see those extended matches. So I'm going to go with a nice round number 9.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about this upcoming week in football here on 302 Sports Live from the Buffalo Wild Wings in Dover, Delaware.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Need to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year? Let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit briansloans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership. Whether you're planning to buy a home.
Hi, I'm Scott Cameron from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley, to cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lowes, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly here at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Dover. And hey, it's football time. I know we had our guests on, but there's always more football to talk about. And our rankings are on the website. Go check them out. Benny and Jason, you guys are going to handle the projections for Division I and Division II. I know we got Hodgson and Woodbridge really on top for both of us. Tell us a little bit more, Jason, about what Division I looks like. And Benny, if you have anything you can throw in there, but Jason's going to tell us Division I.
Division I's kind of well, the first 4 are pretty much established.
Set, yeah.
But then 5 through about 9 or 10, I mean, there's that many teams right around each other. And these last 3 weeks, that's why we love these last 3 weeks. So much is on the line. Now, if a Slazy M team finishes with Hobson, Middletown, St. Mark's, I think if they might need 2, but I think 1 could get it done. They might be able to sneak in at 6-4 this year with maybe a win over Hobson. That might be a double bonus point team, or a win over Middletown. But it'll be interesting to see there because there's so many teams, including Caesar Rodney, who we had on here tonight.
Ben, you mentioned a 6 and 4 team is likely to get.
I have 12 teams still mathematically in the Division One hunt. Somebody asked me, do I think there's going to be a 6 and 4 team? I think there's going to be a 6 and 4 team unless St. George's beats Middletown on Friday or Friday night or Saturday. Saturday. But let me tell you, they have Concord in the season, and Concord's here at the end of the season. So that's not a game that they can sleepwalk through. Let's talk about, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 and 4 teams in Division One. There is a crazy scenario where a 5 and 5 team could get in, because you look at some of these teams that have down the road. As you said, Sally's, they have the big three for them. Hodson, Middletown, St. Mark's is not
they're not bad.
Definitely.
No, that's a rivalry game.
Those win at DMA last weekend too.
I think Caesar Rodney and Dover have probably the toughest road to hoe to get in. Caesar Rodney has Smyrna Tech, Dover, and Dover has Sussex Tech, Sussex Central, CR. So they could end up canceling, but they're going to cancel each other out, one of them. Mount Pleasant at 4 and 3. They got the whole Apple-Clinic area coming up here to finish the season. They've got Apple, St. George's, Middletown. I think we're going to see them drop a little bit. Winning Penn 3 and 4, but losing last week to Mount Pleasant really hurt them. Appo's still on the hunt, but they have Hodson. I think the two teams that seriously contend, and it's a big game Friday night for Sussex Tech. If they can beat Dover, they're in a good shape. But if St. George's beats Middletown, right now they're tied with 27 points, so it's going to come down to some bonus points and possibly come down to that tiebreaker.
All right, Jason, let's talk a little Division 2. Always the Wild West of Delaware sports. And Benny, obviously, you want to kick in here. Woodbridge's still the top dog, but who else are we looking at?
Well, one team that I think if they get in, Friends, they played the 3 Henlopen South teams, which is an advantage because they got to play those 3 teams. Because right now, the Henlopen South with Delmar, Lake Forest, and of course Woodbridge, and then Carroll lost to Concord, which I know Concord's playing better, but that really hurt because that was a chance to pick up a 3rd Division One win, which really would have put them, I think, up top if they would have won out. So it's really interesting. And then you got a triangle of 5 and 2 teams, DMA, Archmere, and St. Mark's, all fighting for that, for a spot in the postseason. And again, you come down to these final 3 weeks, it doesn't get any better than this. You're fighting for your playoff life.
And you mentioned those 3 teams, and obviously DMA beat Archmere, but they lost to St. Mark's. And, Archmere beat St. Mark's, so kind of all that won't be head-to-head, obviously. So, Benny, who's a wild card in Division 2?
First of all, I think Caravan and DMA are coming up in week 8 or week 9.
Yes.
That could be a winner-take-all. One's in, one's out, possibly how things. I think the wild card is Delmar.
Yes.
They're a dangerous team. They still have Woodbridge to go in the big Kiwanis Cup game, but they lost to Friends and they turned right around and beat Lake Forest pretty handily. And now they have Laurel this week. Laurel's no joke. They're big. They caused Woodbridge trouble in the first half. It was 7-2 Laurel at halftime. So I think Delmar is a team that if they get in, they can cause problems. They already a couple of years ago they went from 8 to a state championship, a great seed to a state championship. And I think the other team is Howard.
Yes.
I think they're a dangerous team.
Yeah, they are. And they only lost to Hodgson by 2 touchdowns and a couple turnovers really hurt Howard in that game. All right, guys. We have our game on Friday night. Let's go to that one. Hodgson and Slazy Adam at AI DuPont. We're going to have the game for you on 302 Sports and Fox 1290. Jason, you know what happened last year in the playoffs? Does Hodgson have revenge on their mind? Of course they do. Let's talk about Hodgson thinking back to last November.
Yeah, Hodgson had a great regular season. I think they're more concerned about what they do in the playoffs than this regular season game. And of course, they have that playoff match on their minds. They want to show that they're a better team than Salesiana. They're going to come out. What cost them in that game, Mike, was penalties. So I think they want to stay disciplined on Friday night against Sally's. And I think if they stay disciplined, Sally's is going to be in for a long night. But it's going to be interesting because Sally's committed a lot of personal foul penalties against St. George's last week. So I know in practice all week, Coach Nardo is saying, I do not want any personal foul penalties in this game this week.
And Benny, Jason mentioned the penalties. I don't know if you got a chance to look at the St. George's game.
I did.
What did you see from Salesian?
Well, I think Salesian, they're going to try to slow the game down and frustrate Hodgson. That's what they did in the playoffs last year. Hodgson has to play above it. Hodgson has to play Hodgson football, not worry about what Salesian does. Because if you start worrying about what Salesian's doing, that's the part they get in your head, and that's how they won the game last year. So Hodgson, just be Hodgson. Sally's just be Sally's. Do what you do.
Right, and like you said, Sally's is all about ball control.
Right.
You know, they want that. The best way to stop Hodgson is don't have keep the ball away from
ball, right?
Right.
All right, so we're going back to Benny and Benny. Benny, we're going to talk about other games this week. You're going to start us off, and I see who you have here. Let's let everybody else know, receiver.
Yeah, I got a big game down here, it's going to be in Georgetown. Dover at Sussex Tech, both 3 and 4. I can tell you one thing you're going to get out of this is 2 great bands. You know, it's going to be a great atmosphere because those 2 bands, they don't stop playing the whole time you're there. It's going to be at Sussex Tech, so you're going to have the Tech Pack there. I think the loser of this game's out. I think that these 2 teams, somebody's going to knock somebody out of the state tournament. We're going to talk about it later, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I believe it's one of our picks.
All right, so Jason, how about if I go here? My game is Division II. You mentioned Howard. AI DuPont against Howard Saturday night at Caravel at the temporary home of the Wildcats. Both teams are 6-1. Howard, I think, is pretty safely in. AI, we have a little bit farther down, but it looks like they're in pretty good shape. So I think this team is this game. 6-1 is a really important game for both teams. Howard's game. I think AI was just prove to people that they should be paying attention to the Tigers. So I think it's going to be a track meet. Both teams score a lot of points. I think it's going to be a really good game at Caravel.
Yeah, and obviously, I believe the Flight B gets an automatic bid, right? The winner of that game is going to get an auto bid. So you said AI, who might be down a little bit in the standings.
But they're in if they win.
If they beat Howard, they're in. As long as
it depends on the end of the season
right.
schedule.
Yeah.
Those are obviously the 2 top teams.
I want to go back to one game that I think showed where AI DuPont needs to improve. I know they're on a winning streak, but Indian River gave them fits. And I think they ended up winning by a touchdown or a little more than a touchdown or something. But that game was staying close all night long, and it looked like Indian River was going to steal it.
Yeah.
AI has to improve from that game. They can't let up those kind of points against a team like Howard.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Jason, we talked about many of my games. You are going back where you went last week, St. George's.
I'm going to St. George's, Middletown at St. George's. It's a kind of big game. Middletown struggled last week against Appo. Snuck through 14-13. Appo scored a late touchdown and went for 2. I like the call on the road at Middletown. Instead of playing for overtime, Benny, they went for the 2. Middletown stopped them, was able to sneak out of there with the win. St. George's, on the other hand, they struggled against Salesianum, but kept Sally's to 14 points, which is quite impressive. So it's going to be interesting, and like Benny said earlier, if St. George's pulls out the win, they're in. So it's a game for them.
Shouldn't that be down the road instead of on the road?
Yes.
When you're playing Middletown,
St. George's
down the road.
St. George's said they've had trouble scoring points, so they're obviously going to need to score against Middletown. So that's going to do it for our football. Hey, guess what? It's pick time. We're going to take a real short break. We'll come back and the jocularity begins as we have our pick segment. Stick with us on the 302 Sports Weekly.
Doctor, making house calls for your sick walls. Richard C. Edwards Jr., the owner of Paint Doctor, started it all in 2002. Paint Doctor prides itself on its personal yet professional approach to working with customers and holds itself to the highest standards with all projects. The Paint Doctor staff follows one main objective when performing our services. Customers and their homes are treated with the utmost respect. Our workmanship and quality of personnel is demanded at every step of the project. We treat your home as we would expect someone to treat ours. Preparation before painting is paramount. Just open the door and we will handle the rest. Paint Doctor also believes in a strong community involvement as well by supporting several local sporting teams, leagues, and schools. Paint Doctor services include interior and exterior painting as well as carpentry. Please visit our website at paintdoctorpainting.com for information or coupons to help with your next job.
All right, welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings. Jason, what do we have?
It's our favorite time of the show, the pick segment, of course. I think I currently still have the lead 62 points over Nick A, who has second at 59.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Benny and Pat made a run last week. Benny is in third place with, I believe, 54.
Pat is
53.
And I'm in last
then
place,
Mike, 50 points. And Mike, you are done in by the Paddle Pandas and the Tower Hill Hillers.
Tower Hill Soccer. You guys let me down. Come on, man. I was putting my money on
Hey,
you.
but we have to talk about the elephant in the room. I spent 5 weeks in the basement.
Yeah.
No food, no water. And 2 weeks ago, I took Pat out. Last week, I took Mike out. Nick Alessandrini, coming for you. This week.
All right, so we got to start this again. We got this again, Benny. I can't even handle this.
Big Catholic Conference battle between Pat and Urson. It's going to be okay, Mike. It's going to be okay. Because we're going to start with you, Mr. Volleyball.
Oh, great.
Mr. Lang, what you got?
These girls are going to hate me. All right, so both teams coming off unlikely sweeps. Not unlikely wins, unlikely sweeps at home. I think the home loss to Ursuline really bugging. It is bugging Padua. They may not be telling you that, but trust me, that is bothering them more than all. I think Padua plays like they did last night. They're going to win. They'll get their payback. I think Padua takes it in 5. It's going to be a tough one, but 5-set win for the Pandas.
Jason, you're up.
So what I did was I called the Pope in Rome and tried to figure out where to go on this one. He told me to go with my gut. So I'm going to go Raiders at home on senior night. 5 sets, 19-17 in the 5th set.
Yeah, Jamie Davis is going to buy you an adult beverage at some point.
I think you're missing the biggest intangible of this game. It's a long road trip for the Pandas. I mean, 2/10 of the 3/10 of a mile trip is just to get to Pennsylvania Avenue.
I take the back roads, Benny.
I have to go with Ursuline in their comfy confines in 5 sets.
And Benny, have you been to Ursuline's gym?
Never been there.
Because it is comfy.
I see. I just made myself sound good, and you just blew the whole thing.
It's
That's okay.
It is comfy. It's cozy in that gym. All right, we have
Pat takes 5, and I guess Nick is forfeiting this week. We don't have a score.
Nick A, if you're listening, get your picks in before tomorrow, or you won't get anything.
Let's go to the gridiron where we have a big Henley Conference North battle. We talked about it already tonight. Dover and Sussex Tech. I'll start this one off. Sussex Tech was solid defensively in the first quarter and the third quarter against Sussex Central last week. But the Ravens, they haven't had a shutout this season. And Dover's going to score. The question is, how much? I'm taking the Senators 35-17.
All righty. Jason.
Yeah, like Benny said, it's a big game. Senators score late, go for 2. 22-21. Dover wins.
Benny, much like your volleyball picks, I went scientific here.
There you go.
Sussex Tech's record this year is loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Therefore, I'm taking Sussex Tech at home 31-23.
Bold pick. And Pat's taking Dover 34-14. Back to my favorite sport, volleyball. And another big Catholic Conference match. And it ends the regular season as Ursuline travels to St. Mark's. Bonus points all on the line in this pick. Jason, you're going to lead off in this one.
Oh, wow. I think it's senior night. Savannah Siemens' last regular season game on the home court. Her grandparents are in from Ohio. Extra motivation in front of that faithful there at St. Mark's. I picked Ursuline over Padua, so I'm going to go Spartans in 4 sets.
All right, Sparty.
You're up, Mike.
That's a brutal week for Ursuline. Archmere, Padua, and they finished the season with St. Mark's by design, by the way. St. Mark's, I think, after last night, wants to get back on that winning track. Big crowd, a lot of energy, big gym. I like Sparty in 4 in this one.
Pat's going Spartans in 5. And you got to take chances in this game. All right, you got to take chances. How do you win this pick game? And so, Nick, I'm going to need you to, for me, I need you to summons up your inner Spartan and get me some luck this week. Because I like St. Mark's. Gonna sweep. St. Mark's with 3.
Is your wife looking for that broom now?
Probably.
Hey, Mike, Jamie Davis not going to buy anything, and next time he sees us at Grotto's, you picked against Ursuline twice this week.
Back to the gridiron, where we have a big Flight A battle as St. George's Tech hosts Middletown Saturday afternoon. Mike, how do you see this one turning out?
I mentioned St. George's, just they're having trouble scoring, and Middletown does not have trouble scoring. Middletown's defense, by the way, 4 shutouts this year. I don't think it's going to be a shutout. I got the Cavs 24-6 as the Cowbells travel east.
I'm going Middletown 21-7. Jason.
I'm also going Middletown. I think it's going to be close. I'm going 21-13 Cavs.
And Pat took Middletown 27-6. Okay, now it's time. We each get a pick from any sport. Let's start with Jason.
Well, I got Benny, I got Nick Gay, I got Pat, and I got Mike on my heels. So I'm going to have to go to a top 5 battle so I can get some points. I'm going to the pitch. Appos traveling to Middletown, senior night for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers undefeated on the season at 9-0-3. Appos, the second-ranked team. I think they had too much, and they spoil senior night for Middletown. 2-1 overtime. The golden goal is scored in the 91st minute.
They even gave it a minute. How about that?
Wow, how about that, Mike?
I'm up next. I'm also taking the beautiful game in soccer. Charter School Wilmington, saw them yesterday against Salesianum in kind of the muck and the wet. It only gets a little bit easier for Charter. They are at Indian River on Saturday afternoon. I think the Force ends a 2-game losing streak here. Upsets 9-1-1 Indian River, 3-2.
And for the 3rd week in a row, I'm going to field hockey.
Wow.
For a top 10 battle in the Henlopen North. I'm taking chances here, guys. I'm taking chances. When Dover visits Cape Eleven for the season finale, this could be a tough battle, especially with the Centers just beating Polytech 1-0 last week. I'm sticking with the Lady Vikings here, and they've only allowed 1 goal all season at home. They're going to pitch another shutout. I'm going Cape Eleven 2-0. And Pat, he's staying with field hockey. He's taking the Delmar beats the number 2 team Division I Padua 4-1.
Yeah, it's got it pretty close too. Padua does not score many goals this year, but they do not give up many goals. But Delmar, can they be slowed down?
That game, by the way, right down the street, DE Turf is where the location is for that.
Up next, we're going to have the B-Dubs 302 Sports Player of the Week.
What you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get
your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back to 302 Sports Live here from Buffalo Wild Wings in Dover. And it's time for our B-Dubs 302 Sports Player of the Week. Remember, I want to first of all thank all the athletic directors who sent in nominations this week. And remember, ADs, each week you send in a nomination for B-Dubs Player of the Week, you'll be getting points towards a prize from Buffalo Wild Wings. And the winner of this week, Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Week, is Nazir Miller of Ayatapont, who rushed for 288 yards and 4 touchdowns. Congratulations, Nazir Miller and the Ayatapont Tigers. And now time.
He's a receiver, apparently.
Oh, he is a wide receiver that stepped in as running back and gained 288 yards. So great job for Nazir Miller of Ayatapont. And now it's time for our top 10 plays of the week. And we'll start with you, Mr. Number 10.
Yeah, let me hit the play button here. Here we go. All right, this is Chase Snyder to Grant Lamers.
Lamers, yes.
And here we go. This is from Benny's game last week, Sussex Central. This is Tech, however. Pass over the middle, touchdown. Tech, they tie that one to 15, right?
Okay. That's the number 9. It's Lauren Edmiston. And from Archman. And here comes the rejection letter is set. There it is. Play number 9.
That's
top
right.
10.
All right, we're going to hang on here for a second. All right, number 8. Julia Kochi, same game Archmere. Puts one right at us. Watch this. Here we go. Kochi, number 1. She's going to be an all-stater, by the way, Benny.
All right.
There's the tip over by Conrad. Here's Kochi right at us. Oh, Alyssa Fable got a piece of it, but not enough.
On play number 7, Dominic Scioli. Heads up goal for Appa Plumnick. And here comes right here. Whoop, over the head of goalie.
Yeah, it just tipped it right over. That was the Appo win move for Charter. Moving to Charter. Number 6, Kasim Lewis, Sussex Central. He's going to break right through the line for 6. How about that?
And nobody's going to touch him.
There he goes, up the middle. That's a big kid. Look at that. He's off to the races. And first player who's going to touch him is going to be one of his teammates.
Yeah, he can't even find anybody to celebrate with.
No, nobody's going to get a hug. Here we go. Give me a hug. There we go.
Play number 5. It's Leah Camilli from Conrad with the Camilli kill. Right? Oh,
yeah, here we
look
go.
at this. Bam. The Camilli kill.
By the way, Maddie Fisher, the girl's on the end of that.
Yeah.
She's doing just fine.
Hit her in the head and went over the end line.
All right, here's Chase Snyder and Jordan Harper from Sussex Tech. They're hooking up here for some points. Trailing 7-0 at this point. There's the pass down the left side. He's got 3 steps on the defender. And he's going to carry him right into the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens.
That was an answer to a long touchdown by the Knights series before. And we go to play number 3. Michael Glandon to Dominique Smith. This was the play 2 plays before. And watch this. Michael Glandon drops back off the play action. Man in his face. Drops the dime to Smith. In stride and races to the corner of the end zone. 76 yards for the tutty. And the Sussex Central Golden Knights went up 7-0.
Benny got a lot of plays in your game. That's good. All right, number 2, we're back to volleyball. Savannah Siemens, we talked about her. She's going to be the player of the year, Jason. Let's face it.
Oh, yeah.
Here she is. She's got 999 kills at this point. And here's the serve by Appa Quinnipiac. Well, who are you going to set it for? Of course, Savannah Siemens. Down she goes. Right through. By the way, I was on the receiving end of that kill. Congratulations, Sav. 1,000 kills, and you're going to kill it next year at Delaware.
And finally, the top play of the week. Andrew Watkins of Salesianum. And he's going to take it off the right side. Hits the circle button, spin move, and he's off to the races. But it's going to be a tight one as he hits the pylon right there, stiff arm touchdown. Salesianum, they win this game 14-2.
All right, everybody, thanks for sticking with us tonight. Don't forget, all our news and updates on the website and top 10s, all the good stuff. Jason and I are going to be at Newark Charter tomorrow at 6:15 for volleyball against Conrad. Friday night, Benny, you are in
Caesar Rodney with the Smyrna Eagles and the Caesar Rodney Riders. But most importantly, next week, we are back here at the Dover location. We're going to have as our guest the Woodbridge Blue Raiders football team and the Lake Forest Spartans as they get ready for their big week number 9, a big Henlopen Conference showdown in the Southern Division.
Also on Friday, Salesianum and Hodgson from Adjunct. That's at 7 o'clock. And I think that's going to wrap it up for us. For Nick Halliday, Jason Mitchell, Benny Mitchell, I'm Mike Lang. Pat Garini's get well soon. Nick, get your butt back here. We'll see you next week on the 302 Sports Weekly.
Couldn't be more excited about having our show here held at the Buffalo Wild Wings and Christiana location, and here on Route 7, brand new location. They moved here from Limestone Road, and it's going to be the new home of 302 Sports Week. I'm going to recap some local, college, and professional stuff. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the day, top 5 plays. Here we go. Stanley, your number 1 play from AI, 76-yard punt return. We got ourselves the quality cam here on the sideline. It's awesome to watch from this angle, to be honest with you. And watch, whoa, going up. He went to 412. He left the person there at 4-4. I mean, those ups right there. you can't make this stuff up.